And what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Playeressence Cross Nintendo Vidcast, episode number 5. I am Francis from Playeressence.com, and we've got a big vidcast for you guys here today. And of course, we are bringing you the best vidcast here on YouTube and the internet. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. I got a little bit of housekeeping here on Playeressence and on YouTube. Make sure you check out our new partner, Braden Cole from A Critical Hit Productions, or Critical Hit 64, as some would call it. And he's joined our team and he does some really cool videos, so check him out on our original content and tabs page on Playeressence, or you can check him out right here on YouTube. Next, we're going to move on to, I did a video about the shift in genres, basically how the industry is going to shooters and how everything kind of comes out now as a shooter and the negative effect that's having on other games and other studios and things like that. So check out that video on our content here on Playeressence or on YouTube. Next, moving on, I have probably our best video of the week so far. We have Reto Studios. What are they planning for the Wii U? I learned some new information about their new engine and their game, so check that out. I think you'll find that it's pretty interesting if you haven't seen it already. So let's go ahead and move on to the Nintendo News Desk. That is the best Nintendo news for the week. And we got some good sales news finally for the Wii U. The Japanese media create charts have the Wii U selling 33K as far as, or sorry, not 33K, 23K, about 23K, which is up from about 11K that they sold last week. And that was due to Dragon Quest and Game & Memorial coming out in Japan. So some games are starting to trickle out, and the Wii U sales are rising. It was the top console sold in Japan for the week, and Luigi's Mansion 2 was the top software sold with over 110K. So 2 weeks in a row, Luigi's Mansion still dominating the charts. And the 3DS, of course, is at 70K for the week, so they're really doing their thing. Nintendo's kind of firing on all cylinders. Definitely would like to see some more Wii U sales, especially with a big title like Dragon Quest coming out. But you also have to realize that Dragon Quest already sold 1.3 million on the 3DS already in February. I think Japanese players are not too fond of Square Enix's MMO, and they like their portables. So it's just funny to see the spin that some people are putting out as a bad thing, but increased sales are never a bad thing. So happy for the Wii U, happy for the 3DS, and more to come at E3. Next, we're going to move on to Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut on the Wii U. One of the developers have said that it actually looks sharper on the Wii U than it does on the PC. So they're really optimizing the game to run on the Wii U's hardware. So that's good to see. It's good to see that they're taking the time. They have the Super Guide. They have the new hacking mini games built into the gamepad. They have the screen maps, and they have reworked boss battles, sharper visuals, new smoke textures and blur textures and all that good stuff. So Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut on the Wii U. It might be an old port, but man, they're doing a heck of a job upgrading it. So hopefully it can do well. I know the price might be a little bit too much, it's $50, but we'll see. Maybe when there's a price cut, it'll pick up more sales. Next, we're going to move on to Toki Tori 2, which is dominating the eShop charts right now. That has just been released finally after a long time. It was one of the first games announced for the Wii U, but it has taken its time getting here. But now that it's here, European users and American users, we are snapping it up. So if you haven't checked out Toki Tori 2, definitely check it out. It might be your style, kind of a puzzle type game where you side-scrolling, open world, a lot of content. Well, the developer said there's around 20 hours to get everything, so it might be worth your money. So check that out if you haven't seen it. Next, got some more indie love here. We got the Runner 2. The patch is live. Runner 2 was having problems whenever you exited the menu or tried to exit back to the Wii U OS. It would basically freeze your system, and you have to hard reset it by unplugging the cord. That patch is live for Runner 2, so that will fix that issue. So go download it now. Next, Fire Emblem Awakening. Basically, the team was split over casual mode, and for those who don't know, casual mode is a mode in Fire Emblem Awakening where if a unit dies on the battlefield or if it's defeated on the battlefield, they will come back after the end of the battle. Before, in previous Fire Emblem games, you weren't able to do that. Once a unit was defeated on the battlefield, that unit would be gone forever. But Fire Emblem Awakening is a different type of game. There's a lot of conversations and stuff between characters, so losing a unit for the rest of the game might be severe. So the team decided to add casual mode in, but the team was split. They didn't know. Some people were saying, no, it shouldn't be in there, that's not Fire Emblem. Others were saying, but this is a new game, we're going in a new direction, let's offer both so we can get more people to jump in. And it worked, because I like casual mode, because I play the game on hard, and it's hard. I don't want to lose my units. So check out that. I will link that article in the description below, and you can check out, there's lots of other interesting stuff too, especially with the characters' feet. So check that out when you get a chance. Next, going to move on to big Pokemon news coming April 6th. That is Saturday, so we should be hearing more about Pokemon X and Y. There's been a little bit of information here and there since the original unveil, but now we should be hearing huge news about it this Saturday, so get ready for that. Plus, Nintendo's also, in a couple weeks, having a big 3DS all-day event, so we should hear more about Pokemon X and Y at that too. So Pokemon fans, get ready. I am one of those Pokemon fans. I will be paying attention, so keep it locked here on Player Essence and on YouTube for my reactions after the big news comes out. Next, we are going to move on to Wii U sales rise by 125% in the UK because of Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Once again, proving that games sell systems. Plus, there was a nice price cut, so people saw, hey, I get Monster Hunter plus the price cut. All of a sudden, their sales, it's good value. But here's the thing, though. A lot of people were saying, oh, well, the price cut, the price cut. But UK retailers and other European retailers were complaining that the price cut didn't help the sales. Well, that's because there wasn't the software to go with it. You can't just cut the price and expect it to sell better. Yeah, you might sell a couple more units here and there, but you also need software to support that price cut. And we saw that with Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, so that's really cool. That's good. That's good news for the Wii U because sales are rising in each territory. In Japan they rose, in the UK they rose, and once we get the numbers here officially in the US, I'm pretty sure that the sales did rise because of Lego City, because of Monster Hunter, and because of Need for Speed U. So good news for the Wii U. Still got lots of ways to go, but E3 is right around the corner and Nintendo has a huge E3 planned. So excited for that. Next, we have MiiVerse improvements. This is one of the fan requested things that they wanted me to talk about, so I will be talking about that here. So here are some MiiVerse improvements, and I will tell you what I want to see after I'm done with this. Let's see, players will be able to send and receive comments in-game, which is really cool. Players will be able to see Yaz in-game. Players can also follow other users and see who other users are following in-game. Users will be able to launch games from MiiVerse Post. The launch buttons on MiiVerse Post can contain program arguments and will also be able to boot directly to a certain level or menu in the game. You can work with the online data store for additional functionality. One of the MiiVerse producers, Mizuki, posted the potential application of level editing and sharing via MiiVerse. Envision something similar to Little Big Planet's content sharing. There will be sub-communities like Mario Kart 7's, and the first game to use that would be Wii Fit U. Users will also be able to organize and hold tournaments through MiiVerse, and Nintendo is currently reaching out to developers to see what they wanted to be added in future installments of MiiVerse, so that's really good. I like what they're doing with being able to hold tournaments, being able to launch at certain points, being able to send messages in-game. Having to boot and go straight to the whole MiiVerse thing in-game is a little bit tedious, so having to, just being able to, bam, send a message right there in-game, right to MiiVerse, that would be really cool, and to other users. I like that you can see Yaz in-game. All that stuff is good. Being able to launch a game from MiiVerse is also good. But I do want to see one thing added to this. I want to see them add a universal achievement system to MiiVerse, because I think if you hold tournaments and you can compare achievements, you know, tournaments can also only be done in single-player games, or sorry, in multiplayer games. But in single-player games, you can be able to compare and have tournaments for achievements, or compare, you know, things like that, and that would just involve the community more. Plus, Nintendo's the only one out of the big three not to have achievements. The PS3 is going to have it, PS4 of course, Xbox has it, you know, even the Vita has trophies, so Nintendo needs to get with the ball, put some achievements on there. I know everybody isn't a huge fan of them, but then you can ignore them. There's a lot of people that just buy games, who will buy, you know, third-party games for achievements or trophies, and if Nintendo doesn't have that, they're losing out on those people. So Nintendo, that's what I want to see added to MiiVerse, a universal achievement system. Get it started, get it going. All right, next we're going to move on to the main discussion, which is going to be split into two. First, I'm going to talk about Mark Rain and what he said at GDC. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this because Mark Rain is an idiot, but I will say this. Mark Rain, he laughs off the Wii U, which is whatever. If the Wii U can't do everything the PS4 and Xbox 720 can do, fine. It's not that big of a deal. But when somebody asks you a question and you laugh about it, that's very unprofessional. You know, as somebody who's the co-founder and president of Epic and of the Unreal Engine, like, and the fact that, you know, his excuses were almost as bad as, you know, him doing it in the first place, saying that he thought it was funny that somebody didn't say the same thing about the PS3 and the Xbox 360, which is complete BS. There was no jokes made at the expense of PlayStation or Microsoft, so I don't see why you do that at a conference and everybody busts out into laughter. I don't think people were thinking like when he made that joke with, oh yeah, this is funny because he didn't mention the PS3 and Xbox 360. The Wii U's a new system. It's not 6, 7 years old like like the 360 and PS3. So Mark Rain, I call BS on it, but hey, look, it's not a big deal because Nintendo has their engines, Ubisoft has their engines that are coming to it. The Hedgehog engine runs on there. There's other engines that CryEngine 3 runs. So there's other engines that work perfectly fine. And Retro Studios engine, if you watch the video, the What's Retro Planning, they have a nice, sweet engine lined up that other Nintendo developers are going to be able to take advantage of. And we will hear more about that at E3. So Unreal Engine 4, I'm not going to downplay it not being a big deal, like that it needs to come to Wii U, that it's not on Wii U, that's not directly supported, more so I should say. But hey, there's other engines out there. Nintendo needs to focus on that, not need to worry about Mark Rain having comedy night at GDC. So okay, so then moving on, next we're going to talk a little bit about Xenoblade 2. Now, Xenoblade 2 is a game that I am very, very excited for. As you guys know, I'm a huge RPG fan, a huge action fan. When you put an action RPG, I start salivating. I have some new information about that. I'm going to be doing a big video on it. Well, not big as in long, but a nice detailed video. And I'm also going to be writing an article, but it's going to be in 2 parts. So I want you guys to check out both. I'm not exactly sure when it'll be up. I have the article part finished now. I just need to do the recording. Please stay tuned probably for it for this weekend or for Monday. I might have it done. And it's basically going to go over some new details on why Xenoblade 2 might be one of the best games ever created. And I'm going to compare it to another RPG that was one of the best RPGs ever created in the article and in the video. So check that out. I'm going to be going over some details on what it does so well. So look forward to that. So if you guys have any user questions or comments, please make sure you put them in the description below. I'm always happy to answer anybody's requests for shows or for anything like that. And if I didn't answer your request on the show here, I'll make sure to answer it in the bottom comments. Alright, so that basically wraps up the show. I want to just have a couple reminders for you guys. Make sure you check out the bottom description here because we have our Facebook like page. So go over there, like us on Facebook. You get all of our posts and stuff straight to your feed, so you can check out Playeressence straight from there on your tablet or whatever the case may be. Also, make sure you look at Critical Hit Productions, Braden Cole. He has his channel. Check that out when you get a chance. He does some cool stuff. He's also on my website, Playeressence.com. And of course, check out the main website. Playeressence, we got news, reviews, trailers, all of that good stuff. I think you guys would really, really like it. So if you haven't checked out Playeressence.com, make sure you do that. A lot of good stuff on there. Of course, we have Twitter. A lot of people are asking, do you have a Twitter? We do. #Playeressence. You'll find us, of course, with our emblem, the PE. You'll see that on there. And of course, subscribe on YouTube if you haven't done it, because as lots of people have said in the comments below, this is the best Nintendo channel on YouTube, and I really believe that. But it's not only Nintendo. I do other stuff like that, but mainly focuses on Nintendo. So make sure you subscribe, get all of our content first. All right, once again, I'm Francis signing out from Playeressence.com. We will see you guys next time. Peace.